Now as we know the Raoult's law, so likewise depending upon that whether the solutions obey the Raoult's law or they do not obey the Raoult's law, they are classified into the two categories, right. So that means it is in accordance to the Raoult's law, like whether the solution obey it or it do not obey it. So we have the solution under two categories, that is the ideal solutions and the non-ideal solutions. So what are the ideal solutions? Ideal solutions are those which obey Raoult's law over entire range of concentration at all condition of temperature and pressure. So that means these solutions actually obey Raoult's law. And what is the Raoult's law? You know that P is equal to P naught partial, or you can say the pressure exerted by a component when it is present in a solution is directly proportional to the product of its partial pressure into its mole fraction, right. So that means those solutions which just obey this Raoult's law over entire range of concentration, whatever may be the concentration, right, and all a condition of temperature and pressure, it is said to be ideal solution, right. So and when we talk about this non-ideal one, they do not obey it. That means they obey at certain conditions, but beyond that, or you can say at all condition of temperature and pressure or over the entire range of concentration, they do not obey that law. So the reason behind that, like suppose in this I have solute as A and solvent as B. So when I am going to add solute and solvent, there will be a cohesion force that will be linking solute and solvent, that is we will having the AB. So what happens in this, the energy required to break the solute particles and the energy required to break the B particles and the energy which is required to make this, or you can say the force of attraction between the AA and the force of interaction between the BB is just equal to the force of interaction between the AB. So that means force of attraction or interaction, you can say, is same in all those, right. But when we see in this, that in this the AA force is different from the BB force, which is further different from the the AB force, means none of the interaction is same. None of the interaction is same. Sometimes let us say that the interaction is stronger here, weaker here, and somehow moderate here, right. So that means they do not have the same interaction. So likewise here they have the same interaction and there they don't have the same interaction. So obviously when we will mix them, so for this that is for making the solution, in this case delta H is going to be 0. That means the enthalpy change is going to be 0 in this case, because there will be no change in heat because the interactions are almost same. But in this case the delta H won't be equal to 0 because the interactions are not same. I think you got it, that the interactions are not same, because for having delta H equal to 0 the interaction should be same, and here we see that they are not actually. So that means the enthalpy change is not going to be 0, it can be positive, it can be negative depending upon solution to solution. And likewise there is no change in volume, there is no change in volume, but here the change in volume is definitely not equal to 0. That means may the volume gets less or may the volume gets high. So this is what actually we mean by ideal and non-ideal. Example, let us say for example ideal solution we have, let us take an example of benzene and toluene. You know what is the structure of benzene? Benzene is like this and toluene is like this. We have CH3 here, and again we have the bond, or I can make the circle also. So what you can see that this benzene is almost similar to this toluene. So that means almost just the difference of this thing, otherwise all bonds are same. So that means the interactions are almost same and it is going to behave as an ideal solution. But here what we see in this non-ideal, as the interactions are not at all same and as I told you enthalpy is not equal to 0, there will be a change in volume definitely, or less or more. So that means you can say that it is not going to obey Raoult law. But when we talk about this, so obviously here the pressure for one component is equal to P naught A into XA, and here P2 is equal to P naught B into XC. Whatever we have done for this, or you can say the total pressure is equal to this factor. But when we talk about this, that one, the non-ideal one, so obviously do not obey the Raoult's law. So that means it is not equal to P naught A into XA, or you can say P2 is not equal to P naught B into XP. Right. So now the pressure can be more, or in this case the vapor pressure can be more or the vapor pressure can be less depending upon the interaction actually, right? If the interactions are stronger, so obviously the vapor pressure is going to get lowered, and if the interactions are less or weaker, obviously the vapor pressure is going to increase. So that means in this case the non-ideal solution can show positive deviation from Raoult's law, or they can also show negative deviation from Raoult's law. Positive deviation is that the vapor pressure increase, like or if we say, like if some solution obey Raoult's law, that pressure is going to be, like in this, if it shows the positive deviation, the pressure is going to rise. That means in this case P1 is going to be greater than P naught A into XA, or likewise P2 is going to be greater than PB or into XB. Or I can write the total pressure is going to be greater than their product. Or I can write AB also, right? But, and if we show negative deviation, so that means vapor pressure is going to fall, because it may be having a, you can say the interaction which are more stronger than the AA and BB. So that means they will not get evaporated to that extent. So that means pressure is going to be less than this P naught A, or P2 is going to be less than this P naught B into XB, or you can say the total pressure is going to be less than the sum of this. So we can have the positive deviation or we can have the negative deviation. So now we will be discussing two cases in detail, that when you are going to have the non-ideal solution showing the positive deviation, and when you are going to have the non-ideal solution showing the negative deviation. And as we talk of the graph, we just explained that on the basis of Raoult's law, that graph is given as this thing. Let us assume this as this. We know that let its pressure be A and pressure be P naught B. We know that. We have already done this graph. So this is graph for the ideal solution. But when we talk about the non-ideal solution, this graph actually show a positive deviation or a negative deviation. We will be discussing further, but still for this moment I just want to have a look on this graph. So just I am drawing it for you. We will be doing it in detail when we will be doing the positive deviation and the negative deviation. So what you will find, this is the ideal one. But in this case what you will find, either you will have a positive deviation, that means the pressure is going to increase, right? That means the pressure is going to be increased from the accurate or you can say the actually observed value, means it is going to increase from the ideal behavior. Or it might, if it show negative deviation, so that means it might fall. So this is what we are going to discuss now, that is the solution showing the positive deviation and the negative deviation. Just look at the board carefully.